So I think for me, in my opinion, this kind of people was dangerous people. Hello, 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 my VFF. Welcome back to my channel. This is Del. And if you're new here, welcome. VFF, by the way, stands for Virtual Friends Family because we're building a family in my channel. And if you haven't subscribed yet, you're free to do so. It's free anyway. And we're gonna welcome you and be part of our family. Today, our topic is quite controversial. And it's timely because not only in the Philippines or here in Mallorca, all over the world, backstabbers are everywhere. That's why this is an interesting topic. And also, the reason why I made this vlog, because my friend a week ago confided to me that she was betrayed by her best friend. Sounds familiar, right? We can relate to this. I can relate to this and you can relate to this. So I'm thinking might as well give my experience. And I gathered 7 tips and guidelines on how to deal with this kind of behavior. For my 48 years on this planet that we called Earth, yes, I'm 48, 2 more years to go, inshallah, God willing. I'm in a golden age, so I think I'm legitimate to share my experience. Through my life experience, I was betrayed, I was backstabbed, mocked, you name it. I've been through hell. If there's a hell on earth, I've been there. So now I know who's fake or not by looking or talking to them. Through the years, I gathered three characteristics, 3 sets of backstabbers. It depends on the level of these people. And I come up with 3. One is most backstabbers are insecure. Yes, because of their insecurities, they make story or exaggerate stories to pull someone down. And by doing so, they feel great about themselves. But in reality, they're insecure. That's why they're criticizing other people to hide their insecurity. That is one of the motivation why these backstabbers do what they do, because they're insecure. They're feeling better, happy if they belittle or criticize somebody, because in reality, they're the one hiding their insecurity. And number 2, most backstabbers are jealous and envious people. Yes, because of their jealousy and envy, they tend to fabricate lies about you and discredit whatever achievements or success that you made in your life. They're always saying, oh, why she or he get that big car, or why he or she managed to go to work abroad. He or she is not that smart. All kinds of fabricated lies that she or he never appreciate what you do in your life. They're always, a big question mark or doubt in their minds, because in reality, they're jealous of you. You're successful and they're not. That's why they're giving you that back talk, fabricating lies about you. And number 3, most backstabbers are controlling and manipulative. Because of their controlling behavior, they're willing to manipulate other people to gang on you. Especially if you do not conform to their norms and ideology. They will gang on you. And you can see this kind of behavior in a large congregation or a religious organization. They fond of wearing a God-fearing mask, a mask, not a face mask for virus, a God-fearing mask that they're religious people, but indulge in a poisonous gossip about you. So I think for me, in my opinion, this kind of people was dangerous people because they're hiding behind their religion and behind their church while doing evil action against their brothers and sisters. So, in my opinion, among the three backstabbers, insecure, jealous, or envious, these number three controlling and manipulative backstabbers that we can see, we know, in a religious organization, whatever religion you have, there's people like that. So be careful assessing this kind of people and meeting up this kind of people. So how are we going to deal with that? So I make up seven pointers or tips to handle this kind of people. Number one, be calm. If you heard something untruthful, or if you heard malicious information against you, don't retaliate, don't react. Be calm, cool it down, give yourself time to digest what is the information that they're spreading about you or against you, and then sleep on it, because remember, a mad man commits enraged action that might say something that he or she regrets in the end, and we don't like that, to retaliate because you're stepping onto their levels, and we don't like stooping down to their levels. So cool it down, sleep on it, and the next day, if your head is clear, that is the time, number two, to investigate. Assess the situation, whether the story is true or just exaggerating it. And if it was real, and no doubt about it, it's real, so that is the time that you do a damage control by rectifying the statements made, by sharing your side of the story. Whether they believe in you or not, at least you have said your piece rather than keep things hanging. So, number three is to go straight to the source. Talk to the person who fabricated lies about you, rather than be quiet and just let it go. It will not let it go. It will still in the air. So might as well go straight to the source. But be ready that you will get two kinds of answer. One, he or she might take the responsibility and said, yeah, sorry, I apologize. I didn't mean that, to hurt you. I didn't mean to say that, so I'm sorry. So that is the answer that you will get. Or second, they play dumb, as if, I don't know nothing about it. They deny, and you will say, I don't know, playing dumb, dumb people. So it's up to you to decide if the offending act is something that you can overlook. If it is just a petty gossip, rather, you just let it go and give them a second chance and move on. But if the damage was so great that there's something that you cannot ignore, number four, cut them off to your life. If the damage was really, your reputation is at stake, cutting them to your life is a better recourse of action. There's a saying that bad company corrupts good character. So if you want to preserve your good character, avoid these fake friends and stick to a real one. Number five, mourn. As if like a lost loved one who passed away, that you mourn. You mourn for the loss of friendship. You mourn of the lost relationship. And it's okay to cry. That is a healing process for you to move on. Because accepting that, these people hurt you, especially your loved ones, it's really hard to accept and it's really hard to move on. That's why it's okay to yell, it's okay to scream, but don't punch anybody's face. But it's okay to cry. That is a healing process for you. And also, number six, Learn from it. What is the lesson that you've learned from all of this? You know, it's hard for us to accept that for all the people that we love, why them? Why they have the ability to hurt us? You know. So learn from it. Why? Being a victim of backstabber is really difficult, but you will learn from your weakness. And the reason why it's hard for us to move on because of the labels. The labels attached to these people, like they are your best friend, they are your colleagues, they're co-workers, they're your high school or elementary friends. They are your relatives, your family, your brother, your sister. So it's hard for you to move on and to accept that because of the labels that attach to this person. But if you try to remove the labels, you know, they are all the same. They're all human beings. And human beings have the tendency to do that. They are capable of hurting people. Accept that and learn from the mistakes. The 7 and final pointers or tips, prove them wrong. If people bullying you about your weight, stop procrastinating. Go to the gym, sweat, and prove them wrong that you can do it. If you're in a toxic relationship, get out of that relationship. You have a choice. You know, the reason why we live in this planet is not because to please everybody. You know, we only one life to live, as a cliche goes. We only one life to live, and it's true. Why wasting our time? Why wasting our energy to brood or to dwell on these people? You know, they're throwing shades on us, the negativity, the stress, you know, every negative thoughts that is playing inside our head, you know, remove that. Better upgrade yourself, not through words that yes, I will show you that I'm not like that, but do it in action, because it seems action still speaks louder than words. So when you think about it, you know, as much as you wanted to avoid these people, you can't. So might as well accept it and then prove them wrong by upgrading yourself. And look at the bigger picture here. You know, now we're dealing with a pandemic all over the world. We're dealing and stressing, and economic crisis is going on top of the flooding, earthquake, you name it. That is a big picture. So the problem of being betrayed, the problem of being backstabbed, it seems insignificant when you see a big picture here. So all you can do is to build yourself up, take the broken pieces and move on. Carry on your life, carry on again. And treat these people, treat these backstabbers like COVID. Sorry, but it is only timely. That treat them like COVID. They're everywhere. You cannot avoid them, but you can protect yourself by shielding yourself with confidence and spraying them with love and empathy and understanding. Because these backstabbers, the reason why they're doing that, because they're sad people. They're miserable in their lives. So spraying them with love, spraying them with empathy, because that is what they needed the most. Why they're being negative to you, why they're being miserable? Because they're not happy in their own lives. That's why they're looking for an outlet to unload their frustration. And unfortunately, you're there on their side. You're there when they wanted to strike somebody. Unfortunately, you and I was there, standing in front of them. But we can shield them. We can shield ourselves from them by shielding ourselves with self-confidence, that don't let anybody put you down. You know, make a barrier or limitation. Because the reason why we let them do that to us, because we don't love ourselves. So we have to love ourselves first. learn to accept that yes, you have somewhat, there's a weakness in you, but it does not necessarily mean that people can, step on you, whatever they wanted. Put some barrier, or don't cross the line. Love yourself first, so that these people has no chance to hurt you. I will recap. Number one, how to deal with these backstabbers. Number one, be calm, cool down. Number two, investigate before you react. Investigate the story, if it's true or not. Number three, go straight to the source. Talk to that person. Listen what he has to say. And it's up to you if it is acceptable or not, or how damaged that he did to you. And if it is the damage was so great that you cannot be ignored. Number four, cut them totally out of your life. That is your right. Everybody's right. So if they're hurting you, cut them off to your life. And number five, you can mourn. Absolutely 100% you can mourn. You can cry over the lost friendship, over the lost relationship, toxic relationship. And number six, learn from it. Learn from this situation. Learn that these people, even if the closest friend or best friend, these people are capable of hurting you because they're human beings and natural. So accept that and move on, carry on. And number seven, prove them wrong. Upgrade yourself. Because by upgrading yourself and they will see that you're successful, it is like a, icing on the cake. That is your sweet revenge against them. But I'm not saying that you have to revenge to them, but it is a little sweet revenge from you, because you prove them wrong. That, look at me now. See? Look at me now. You're wrong. You're very, very wrong. Now, while I'm talking, you're in the moment. You're experiencing the betrayal, the backstabbing. I trust you. I trust your ability to get up, move on, pick up the broken pieces and move on. And I hope and I pray that you're gonna be successful in the end. Okay, and that's about it. That is my this is my ending of my my topic for today. And I hope I could give you a little hope that by sharing these 7 tips and pointers to all of you. Again, thank you so much for your time and staying with me. And if you want to watch my other videos, you can see it from here. And thank you again. I'm Del. Wherever you are now, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. And see you again soon.